And welcome back. The first thing we're going to do today in this episode is talk about using large vessels as item storage. You click on it, you can do liquid storage here, where you can have one item and a bunch of liquid. You can click here on the solid storage where you can start storing items. So we're just going to put some things in here that we don't need. Actually, now let's keep that out. Okay, and you can seal or unseal, but solid storage doesn't really matter that much. I moved the food prep station in here, and as you saw earlier, I had NEI up earlier just to look at some recipes. Various different things. I don't actually remember what I was looking at, but that's what it was. I was looking at the difference between chestnut wood and otherwise. And chestnut does look nice. It's a little lighter than hickory, but that's why I had that open. Our soaked hide finished up, and I found more stuff while using the gold pan. With that being said, this is my third gold pan. Apparently with this version of Terrafirmacraft, gold pans can break. So just as a heads up, bring a stack of bowls with you. That way you can just convert one at a time as your gold pans break. They don't break as often as the bowls themselves, but it is important to keep in mind that they do break. I went ahead and finished this up. I'm not sure if I'm going to want a window here or not, but just in case I did. Otherwise, I have this going all the way up here. Later on, I'm going to extend this up. Right now, I kind of want to get the pit kiln going. Alright, I need some... I was mostly prepared for this episode, but not completely. There we go. And yeah, you'll do nicely. So yeah, we found copper, and I think I had one piece of tetrahedrite left. As you're aware, tetrahedrite is primarily copper, so when you melt it down, it does form copper for you. And we should have enough for about 3 different things in there. Okay. Yep. We have enough for 3. So actually go ahead and take this out of here. Because what we're going to need is we're going to need it to have a space. Actually, do we have enough? Bloody hell, we don't. We have enough for 2, not for 3. And here I was. I thought I was ready. Oh well. We're still gonna rock with it. It's just not gonna be completely done. So yeah, you're gonna need a place for it to melt. And we are going to want as a first item of the day a pick. Next we're gonna want a prospector's pick, which is basically a pick and one side converted into a hammer. And then the last thing we're going to want is a saw, which is just a line like this, been reinforced on both sides, and has teeth. Now the question I need to figure out is which one of these is not going to get used immediately. Because I could go ahead and wait on running it till I have about 6 more pieces of copper, but I'd like to get it go ahead and started. Because we would really benefit from the metals that we can get with it. With that being said, I went ahead and brought some more buckets over here. And one out here too. We're gonna go ahead and... I don't actually know how much that takes. Shall we try... I think that's gonna be too little. Let's try 20. That looks good. Let's try 20. See if it seals. And no? Does it need the whole thing? Do we not have enough? It's not telling me either way. Oh well. We'll wait till we get more fruit and then try it out. I was hoping to make some vinegar. We actually have a little bit more fruit over here. Maybe it'll bring us up to enough to make some cherry wine and then turn the cherry wine into vinegar. Maybe? Maybe if I just leave it there it'll do something? I don't know. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take the hide up here. And you right click. Kind of in a drawing motion. Just to scrape off all that hair. Then you place it in here and seal it, and it will basically wash off all the scrapings. After that, it's going to need to be prepared. So let's grab ourselves a hickory log. Pretty sure hickory is one of them that does it. Yep, there we go. So all that fresh water is going to turn into tannin, which is going to help with the preparing of the hide. So now that that is done, let us go ahead and start working on the second floor. Now I gotta figure out how tall I want this one. I mean, it's the second floor, so I don't really think it needs to be super high, because we could use attic space to help relieve some of the illusion of it being too small. So I'm thinking just 2 would do just fine. Looks a little bit odd with that there. Maybe we'll come in with a little cap cover and fix that up. Or I guess, since this is Terrafirmacraft, we could put an extra one on the bottom and chisel it, but we don't have a chisel right now, so that's gonna have to wait. Fine. Be that way. But I will still win. Okay. And now there's not much else we can do up there until we get a saw so that we can actually put some wood in. Yeah, I think that's gonna look nice though. I just kind of have this feeling that I want to bring it down a little bit more in the front. Oh, let me know in the comments down below. I mean, likelihood is by the time you post a comment on it, it'll be several episodes later at the earliest, but still. And the sun's going down, so we are going to have to... Oh, but there's an hour left on that. Nice. Yeah, that's not doing anything. We'll need a larger amount. So until then, I will see you guys when the morning hits. And I know it's not morning yet, but this finished up and I wanted to kind of adjust this real quick. So, you just right click it, it opens it up, shows you how many units you have. Then you just put the molds inside, they fill up. It's not very exciting. And you can even partially fill them. Later on we can melt more copper down or more bronze down. We don't really have access to bronze right now, but we will later on. And just finish filling this one up. With that being said, these right here, you can pull the tools out basically by breaking the mold. And yeah. You cannot use bone as the handle for these. You can use bone as the handle for the stone tools, but you can't use it for the copper ones. Okay, and I will see you in the morning. And welcome back. It is now morning time. If we come over here, I'm pretty sure we'll, yep. Leather's done soaking. And it has lots of things to actually get that ready for. And it's going to output us some water, well not some water, but some leather. You can see that it used up some water from here. And yeah. Should be enough to get us maybe like a hat and a quiver, which would be good. Still waiting on some of these leaves to grow, so that we may hopefully get some of that wine going on. In the meantime, thinking it's just about time to actually start planning out the castle part itself. But before we can do that, I think it might be, you know, good for us to start establishing some neighbor areas. I'm gonna want some type of walkway here. That looks good. And then let's think about maybe making a road. Okay. I'm thinking that my neighbor is going to be over here somewhere. And after we build another house, we'll decide to plan out a smithy. I don't know if I want the smithy to go here, or if I want the smithy to go on over here. Really have not gotten that far into planning it. It might be hard to put a smith in this direction because it's gonna take a bit of space. And that's gonna be... Yeah, it might interfere with some of the plants we have here. So I'll measure that off camera. And I'm thinking it might end up going over here. I don't know. Now, the interesting thing about this one is we have a hill to deal with here. But we also have this pit. So we might level out part of the hill. I usually don't like doing that. But it would help fill in this pit over here too. Not sure. Because the problem is, leveling out terrain takes a lot of durability on your tools. And I don't like doing that in particular. So, what we can be doing in the meantime, aside from switching out what food I'm eating, is we can go ahead and finish up this other house. Now obviously we can't do the windows just yet because we need to get some glass for that. But what we could do is we could make use of that saw we just got to go ahead and extend our crafting grid and start actually making proper walls. Now we made sequoia for the support beam, so I'd like to use sequoia for the actual wood. Just kind of to keep some symmetry going on there. I know that's probably a silly concept, but whatever. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to use sequoia for just making tools. So yeah, you just get 4 of these, you place them like that, and that extends it. And from there we can do an awful lot of things. And I'm likely going to use every single one of these, so I'm not worried about cutting them all. Let's make ourselves a door. Let's make ourselves some floors. And it looks like it's coming along quite nicely. I'm not sure you guys really need to see all of this. But I have a strange feeling that if I cut it, you guys would complain. So I'm not really sure what to do here. Other than say that this wall is going to look the same as this, at least for the time being until I figure out what I'm doing here. I'm probably going to move some... Yeah, let me go ahead and do that now. That wall is going to look the same as this. That wall is going to look the same as this. I'm going to grab some more sequoia and grab my thatch, and I will see you when that is done. Okay, and that is done. We had one left over, so I'm just gonna take that up. And they have different ways we can do this. We could do vertical ones too. Not really sure if I want to do that though. Might be nice alongside this front edge right here. Kind of break it up. Give it a different perspective. I don't know. try it, find out. Nah, I like the other one better. And we can't tear that one apart. Interesting. Not sure I'm happy about that. So in the time being, let's go ahead and take these temporary steps down. I'm going to want to add something a little bit more permanent. And I'm thinking that what I'd like to do is build a ladder. No, that's the wrong place. Okay. Not sure where that's gonna really end up. I think it's gonna end up there. So I'm thinking that this vessel actually needed to stay there and hold miscellaneous things. So now I'm gonna want that to fill in with. So I can go there. It's not being used for right now. Don't need that or those. That. Yeah. Let's just seal that, pick the whole thing up. And put it over here for the time being. Still can't quite get up, so let's grab some more. Okay, let's see if it works. And it does. Okay, cool. I'm thinking I'm gonna need a roof on here. Yeah, definitely gonna need a roof. That should help protect that one for the time being. Let's go ahead and throw some jute in here. You seal it up. It'll output some jute fiber. We can use that to make rope later. Our leather is done, so that's all good. That we need to get our way up onto the roof. Actually work on it. Yeah, a regular triangle will work just fine. I'll wait till it stops raining to do that, otherwise I'm going to have to do doing that with the rain. So in the meantime, let me explain how the stairwell works, okay? In Minecraft, it registers as you can go up half a block at a time. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically having each one of these steps, which is solid and you can stand on, exactly half a block away. But because I don't want it to simply be one at a time, it would take roughly, instead of almost using 2 blocks, it would use 1 block all the way like that. So super compact. But because I don't want to do that, I'm putting basically 2 next to each other. It gives it a wider profile and it makes it look a bit nicer. It still kind of makes it look like it's floating, so I might adjust that later. But I could easily adjust that just by going like this and walling it off, making it actually look like a stairwell. With that being said though, yeah, it goes up half a block at a time and you move up it quite fast. Don't think we're gonna need, just check real quick. Yeah, we don't need an air block here, so I can put an extra block there and get more maneuverability. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work on this, and hopefully we can get something done while it's raining. See, that's the most compact version you can get, and it should still work, in theory. Not actually tested it like that. And it does seem to work, so yeah. Just throw a roof on here real quick. Still need a little bit more. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over how to make a quiver. So we just removed the top corner and the bottom corner on the left-hand side, and then make a little handle for it. Sounds easy. There we go. As far as the helmet is concerned, it'll also be pretty easy. Just want to make sure real quick. Yeah, okay, so it's 2. You leave the top piece in, then you go down 2. Actually, here. And the reason why I'm going with the helmet versus a chest piece is because although chest pieces are good for defending you against mobs, I'm a pretty much pacifist, and I'm worried more about rocks falling on my head than I am about mobs. The quiver does have slots though. It has a total of 4, and we could carry some javelins with that being said. Javelins are made... we only have 2 pieces. Are basically made by removing the corners. I wonder if we can use bone. I've never actually tried this with bone. Yep, we can use bone. And there you go. That's what a javelin is. Piercing damage. As you can see, it does say piercing. That's really only effective for creepers. You have slashing, that's effective versus zombies. And you have crushing, which is effective for skeletons. Actually, I'm gonna want more of those. So we'll keep that on us just for time being. Another thing we can do is yeah, let's go with Sequoia anyway. Just because. And we are running low on wood. Yeah. Very low on wood. Let's make ourselves a temporary ladder again. It doesn't really have to be all that even. You don't have to turn it into a science to do it. I wonder how that one would work with the vertical thing. Although we might just go ahead with thatch, it's a cheap resource. It's definitely interesting. We got it from the outside. You know, I think I like it with vertical on this. So yeah. Let's just make them all. Okay, and I wonder if the, yeah, perfect. Just want a cheap little vent up here. Okay. And then later on when we get the chisel, we can chisel away and make that look proper, the inside and out. Meantime, we have enough shelter. Some torches up here. And because this is an overhang, could technically remove these, since the spider can't get up here anyway. He can get up on these other sides, so I'm a bit more hesitant to do that with those. But he can't get up on the front, so we can do that. We are done doing our roof work. Already did that. Okay. In that case, let's go ahead and turn that into the other one. It looks good. It seriously does. How is our dude doing? He's doing well. And as long as the vessels have sky access and they are water, you leave the lid off, they'll fill up. Which is why I don't bother actually sealing the ones that are water. We have ourselves a nice little overhang in here too, so. I don't think we have enough jute to actually do anything with. No, it takes 5 pieces, because you have to make the actual loop part and then you put the rope. Until we get more wood to finish that up with, let's at least not be bothered by the rain so much. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and gold pan a bit more. I'm also going to see about gathering up some more rock and laying out a bit more road. I'm going to see if I can start laying out the outline of this house over here. It's going to be basically the same as this. It's not going to be exactly the same. It's definitely going to have its own character. Basically dependent on whatever resources we have nearby. With that being said, I'm also going to measure out to see if... Bloody hell. Always happens. To see if it's better off putting the smithy on this side or the smithy on this side. And yeah, I think that's all I really have for you guys today. So I'm gonna check and see how long the recording's going, and depending on that, I may or may not be back. Okay, yeah, the recording's going longer than I expected, so I'm gonna cut this episode here, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.